Well, welcome back to Reviva Pharma, a channel addressing significant unmet medical needs in the central nervous system, cardiovascular, metabolic, and inflammatory diseases. Trading on the NASDAQ under RVPH. We are privileged to be joined by Lex, the CEO, to kind of just give us some updates, milestone expectations, and more. But first and foremost, welcome back.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks for having me here, and it's a pleasure to be here again.
Always a pleasure to get you back on. And I just want to dive into this. I mean, we talked in the past and wanted some more highlights around your pipeline as you recently presented some data at the CNS Summit. Maybe break down what's going on with some of your lead candidates.
Yeah, we spoke a couple of weeks back. Maybe I would touch upon our presentation early this week at the CNS Summit. So we presented the negative symptom data in schizophrenia from the Recover trial, which we completed successfully. Recover trial, it was a two-part study. First part was in the 411 patients in double-blind, hospitalized acute schizophrenia patients. After 1 month of treatment, patients were allowed to go to open label 1 year study. The difference between these two parts of the studies are, first part in a hospitalized patients treatment, and then once they are stable, they were allowed to take the medication at home over 1 year. So expectation is medically these two patient population are slightly different, but the treatment outcome reflects what you ideally expect to see in these patients over a period of treatment. That's the goal of the outcome to evaluate. So particularly what the data presented in the CNS Summit were focused on negative symptom. Negative symptom is one of the chronic part of the schizophrenia, acute schizophrenia patients. Schizophrenia is not a single disease. At least it is a mix of four major symptom domains: positive symptom, negative symptom, mood, and then cognitive dysfunction. Currently, with available treatment options, the negative symptom is one of the most unmet need in this patient population. So we believe the data what presented here in the conference, together with the double-blind hospitalized patients through 1 year treatment at home, it's a really robust, sustained, and durable. The data poster already put on our website, and anybody interested in that, they can go to our website, www.revivapharma.com. They can access the data. So just to quickly highlight here, negative symptom is a chronic condition. It's believed to be, these patients suffer from this symptom domain couple of years ahead of what they really diagnose as schizophrenia patients. So you can imagine how important this to address in this patient population. Again, this negative symptom itself there are multiple subdomains we evaluate in that. Our drug, there are two scales we use it. One is negative symptom subscale, other one particularly Marder factor subscale. So Marder factor subscale focuses on another subdomains in negative symptoms, such as depression component, anxiety, and hostility, and then disorganized component in this patient population. Most importantly, as a total negative symptom, we have seen robust efficacy, statistically significant outcome in the hospitalized patients, and then sustained very good magnitude of efficacy over 1 year. And then talking to Marder factor again, then besides the total negative symptoms, we also saw statistically significant outcome on depression, disorganized factors, and hostility. That further confirms that robustness of the data, negative symptom in particular, and a total for treatment of schizophrenia. We believe with this data, compared to historical data approved for other antipsychotics, this is really robust. Patients are going to benefit. And then to add to that again, the benefit of this robust efficacy is multifold. One, if you look at in schizophrenia patient treatment, the discontinuation is very high. In hospitalized patients or 4 to 6 weeks of treatment, around 30 to 42% patients discontinue medication. With our trial, the efficacious dose showed only 16% discontinuation. You can imagine that is lower than placebo, and then it is over 50% less compared to any other approved drug to date. And then this is about the hospitalized patients or equivalent severity. Now, if you look at the 1 year treatment, that's also very important. In 1 year treatment, most patients, most trials reported around 60 to 74%. In our trial, we have seen 35% discontinuation. This is again 50% less discontinuation compared to historical data reported for any other approved antipsychotics. Another thing to be important, point to be noted in this is that in the long-term treatment, what we have seen with the historical data, around 25% patients discontinue because of relapse or increase in the psychosis. So we haven't seen such incidences in our case. That further supports that efficacy, what we have seen with our drug from hospitalized patient to over 1 year treatment is really robust, sustained, and durable.
No, incredible. And I appreciate the insight on this, but maybe just to follow up from a milestone standpoint, what should investors be paying attention to kind of moving forward?
Yes, as we announced publicly, we are meeting with the US FDA for it's called a pre-NDA meeting. So since we completed multiple trials and then we believe all the required clinical and non-clinical package as a total required for submitting an NDA, we believe we met, but still it is a good practice to talk to the agency and then align with, get their feedback. Whatever we have done, is it sufficient enough to get approval for review, starting review? So this is called a pre-NDA meeting. That's what we are meeting with FDA. FDA, agrees to accept the NDA for review. Next step is this is a major milestone. We will have the FDA feedback next month. It is, in December. So if FDA agrees to accept NDA package, then our plan is to submit NDA in early Q2 for a NDA review. So FDA generally takes a standard timeline is 10 months to review and approval. So based on the standard timeline, we anticipate our drug to be approved to market in sometime in Q1 2027. So this is a really exciting time, especially the next month, what we are expecting in December, FDA feedback. This is really a major milestone. That would be, you can say, this is what we have been, waiting for. This is a major milestone. We look forward to, based on our package, very favorable response.
Well, on that note, I appreciate the insight as we pass it off to the viewers. As always, we'd love to know what you think in that comment section. Consider subscribing as news and catalysts like this come down the wire. Of course, we'll bring it to you here. But on that, we look forward to catching you in the next one.